Hi, my name's David Rosenthal. This is my Model 11 VoiceThread. This week we're talking about Thanksgiving food, and the food I'll be talking about is my favorite, stovetop stuffing. Here's a little history about it. It was introduced in 1972 by General Foods, and on average, about 60 million boxes of stovetop are sold every Thanksgiving. So this is definitely a food that's on a lot of people's table during the holiday. It comes in 8 different varieties, including chicken, cornbread, and of course turkey. Uh, about stovetop being marketed, I was surprised to find out how much money is actually behind stovetop stuffing. It's part of Kraft Food division that includes foods like Cool Whip, Jello, mac and cheese. In 2012, $69 million was put into advertising for these foods, which I thought was pretty incredible, which leads to my next piece of data that in 2014, it was the top selling brand in the United States, with almost 16% of Americans preferring stovetop, which makes sense. With so much money behind it, people are going to know about it. There's going to be more accessibility to getting it in different stores, so it's going to be the one that people choose. It's also really cheap. This graph here shows your stovetop right here. The red is 2014, and it represents the percentage of Americans that prefer stovetop. And you could see the next two competitors, Progresso and Pepperidge Farms, are pretty far behind. And this shows the last 4 years. So in the at least last 4 years, stovetop has been the top brand for America. For television marketing, I thought this commercial was pretty funny. It's pretty memorable. It makes you, when you're shopping for stuffing, you think of stovetop. So I thought we could take a look at it.
So last year we were invited to Thanksgiving at the Andersons. I was stoked. That's my holiday. We invented it. So I'm like, pass the stuffing. And it's not stovetop. And I'm like, what? I waited all year. 364 days to enjoy delicious stovetop stuffing. It's what makes Thanksgiving Thanksgiving. I had to get out of there. I faked an attack of scurvy. Scurvy. Works every time.
So that's the commercial. It's pretty funny, and it's good marketing. It makes people remember stovetop when they're shopping. Here's the 3 media platforms that I'll be discussing: Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. And stovetop has content on each of these. They have more on some of the sites, and other ones they don't use very well. Let's take a look. On Facebook, they're just short of 100,000 likes for their page, which means a lot of people are going on their page and taking a look at what stovetop has to offer. Their current marketing campaign is the Artisanal Hipster Pilgrim, and it includes videos of a hipster pilgrim. So he has a kind of hipster beard and hipster clothes, but kind of in a pilgrim theme, going to different restaurants and serving people stovetop stuffing. It's pretty funny. And as expected, many of the posts on Facebook are pictures and ideas for different recipes that people have done. The top post on Facebook was posted by Stovetop themselves, and it was an idea for taking stuffing and shaping it into your favorite main course. I thought this was a good idea. People could shape it into ham or turkey if they're a vegetarian, or they can just do it in different shapes. Some people have themes for their Thanksgiving parties, so they can do it in different shapes to match their theme. So I thought the Facebook page was pretty successful for stovetop. A lot of people are on Facebook already, so they'll just simply go to the stovetop page on Facebook, and they'll be able to discuss different recipes and get ideas for different recipes, and people go out and buy more stovetop. The next one that I'll look at is Twitter. I was kind of surprised to see that Stovetop's Twitter page had only 800 followers and barely 260 total tweets. I had to go back to halfway through 2012 just to find a tweet by someone else besides Stovetop. So where I thought Twitter would be a great place for people to quickly ask questions or tweet out photos of their recipes or ideas for new recipes. It's just not being utilized. Again, the best and most popular idea on Twitter was shaping your stovetop into a main course. This was put out by Stovetop themselves. Like I said, there was a lot of other chatter about recipes and stuff, which kind of surprised me, because I thought Twitter would be a pretty easy place to quickly go and kind of scroll through and say, oh, wow, that looks like a good idea. Let me go buy some stovetop. And again, it would be beneficial to stovetop. But obviously, this isn't a priority to them because they're just not utilizing it at all. And the last site is Pinterest. And this by far had the most ideas for stovetop recipes. On the first 20 posts alone, there were over 50,000 pins for all the stovetop ideas. So people are going to Pinterest, they're looking at ideas, they're getting new ideas, they're pinning and posting their ideas. So it's a great place for stovetop to get a lot of publicity for their product. And it's an easy way to get a lot of ideas really quick. You can just scroll down. You don't have to be clicking on new things. Each pin kind of gives the idea itself. So if you do see something interesting, then you can click on it and get more details. One of the successful pins had over 1,000, and it was definitely my favorite, was turning leftover stuffing into waffles. Not only is this a good way to not waste stuffing, but I bet a lot of people would see this and they're going to go out and buy stovetop just to try this. So stovetop, again, is selling more of its product. And it doesn't even have to pay for any of the advertising. It's free advertisement. It's other people doing their work. So I think that's definitely a success for stovetop. In conclusion, I think stovetop is already a huge success. A lot of that is due to the large amount of money that Kraft has put behind it. When people hear this name stovetop, they automatically think of stuffing. It's kind of like when you hear Xerox, you think, well, what is Xerox doing? You hear Xerox and you automatically think copy machine. When you hear stovetop, you automatically think stuffing. But I think one way they can kind of improve on their brand using social media would to be putting out new and different recipes. So people will be thinking of stuffing throughout the year and not just during Thanksgiving. One of their slogans is, it's not just for Thanksgiving anymore. And I think if stovetop was more visible throughout the year, I think people would think of it more, of doing it on a random Wednesday night instead of just on Thanksgiving. And it would be extremely beneficial for stovetop. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this, and I can't wait to read everybody else's. Have a great night.